Hey everybody, Steve Basic Architect here. Welcome back to the Build Show. Back out on site here, one of our projects. And today we're going to talk about rim joists. Now this is a pretty subtle detail, but it's one that I developed with our structural engineer, and it's pretty much a standard on all of our floor framing joints. So you see over here, we have our standard 16-inch layout, open web, or not open web, these are I-joists, Rosenberg I-joists that I'm using here for our framing. And we have our typical engineered rim joist here. Basically, it provides the closure to that system, and all of these butt up into it. Framers did a really nice job, nice and tight. But as we go around the corner, you notice that it calls for a double here. Now, the reason this is doubled up is that here, this is parallel to the floor joist. Where it's single, it's perpendicular to the floor joist. So we're going to have our subfloor here, we'll have our bottom plate that goes on here, but each one of the studs pretty much falls onto a member. Where here, if we left this single, then our studs would only be falling onto that single member. It doesn't have the advantage that this single has over here with the additional floor joist attached to it. So whenever I run into a parallel condition, I always double up the rim joist in that location to provide for increasing that bearing and basically doubling the compressive strength there because we've doubled the material there. The other little tidbit that I always like to pay attention to is this dimension here. I always like to kick this floor joist out a few inches at least. If it falls so that the layout is, say, within 4 inches of the inside of this rim joist, then I will kick that floor joist out because we need to be able to insulate in here. So I'm always aware of that when I'm laying out the framing plans of when the rim joist turns the corner, how are the floor joist layout falling, and do I have that space so that these guys can get in here later and insulate it, right? It's one of my favorite terms. I'm always looking to put my houses in a position for success, and that we don't leave anything to chance, that we all need to be doing our part in looking after the house and putting it in that position for success. Anyways, let's go back to the studio. We'll break out some floor framing plans, and we'll talk about the rim joist and where I doubled it up, and we'll continue the discussion. So see you back at the studio.